Welcome to this As I Am explainer. In this video, we will be explaining reduced timetables. What are reduced timetables? Reduced timetables are a method whereby the school limits the amount of time a child spends in school for a set period. This can mean a shorter school day with the child only coming in mornings or afternoons, or only attending some days of the school week. Reduced timetables should only be used in exceptional circumstances and as a short-term measure. Who are reduced timetables for? Reduced timetables are a response to school refusal, also known as school phobia or school avoidance. This refusal is a child's attempt to control their own environment as a reaction to anxiety. School refusal is characterized by pervasive distress and sometimes physical illness in the child. It should not be mistaken for truancy. School can be the source of multiple forms of anxiety for autistic children. Their anxiety may be triggered by sensory overload in the school environment, such as colors of wallpaper, fluorescent lights, or even noise in the classroom. The anxiety may come from social and peer difficulties, or even exclusion and bullying at the child's school. Refusing school itself can cause distress to the child due to the work being missed and resulting in an anxiety cycle that is difficult to break. Before considering a reduced timetable, the school should make every effort to address sources of anxiety for the child. This could include peer engagement for bullying or a sensory audit to detect sources of sensory overload. A reduced timetable should never be used as a result of lack of resources at your child's school. It is a temporary measure based on a child's support needs and part of a return to school plan. Reduced timetables are not a punishment and should never be used as such. The school legally requires the consent of the parents before proceeding with a reduced timetable. How are reduced timetables organized? The school has a number of legal requirements to fulfill before introducing a reduced timetable. They must have introduced, used, and updated a student support plan. They must inform TUSLA and the Special Educational Needs Organizer, or SENO, of their intention to place the child on a reduced timetable. Finally, they must have a clear plan in place for the length of the reduced timetable and the child's eventual return to school. The parent should receive their own copy of the reduced timetable plan and be informed of their right to withdraw consent at any time. If the parent's consent is withdrawn and the child remains on a reduced timetable, this amounts to a suspension which can be appealed. Once they have been informed, TUSLA will contact parents, explain their rights, and offer support and advice in liaising with the school during the reduced timetable. If a school fails to notify TUSLA of their intention, the resulting reduced timetable is illegal. During this time, the school should work with the SENO to build capacity to support the child upon their return to school. Ending a reduced timetable. A reduced timetable should have a realistic end date planned. The maximum length of a reduced timetable is 6 weeks. During this period, the principal and teachers of the school must have built capacity to better accommodate the child's needs by the end of the period. The child's parent can end the reduced timetable at any time by revoking their consent in writing. If the child is still absent from school after 6 weeks, there must be a review of the reduced timetable plan to ensure that their support needs are being met. Thank you for listening to this As I Am explainer.